Hello, Virgos. If you want to come on in, have a look at your ink blot from an alternative perspective. We did earlier in June, made in your name and essence, and we'll scry for shapes and symbols that speak. We have Tarot and Oracle here to add, as well as the spirit box that's already kicking. So, Virgos, as always, thank you so much for holding space. Thank you so much for being my muse and for allowing me to be a guest in your aura. All right, Virgos, I'm going to dig in here. I don't know if you can hear it. It's a little skewed today, but make a noise. Somebody might be hearing noises. Like everything's very crickety over to my left. So I don't know if there's any Virgos that are hearing noises. And as I'm looking at your ink blot, I'm seeing what I think I'm misinterpreting it. At first glance, it looks devilish. But it's not. I don't know how to explain that. Okay, so it's like an emotional angelic being that's in your aura, but it has this ability it has like a sickle for a tongue. Maybe like a frog, you know how like does that, but it can sickle things. So I'm landing in this space, if I may share what I'm feeling about it, is something about speech, hearing noises, maybe their spirit talking to you, maybe they're incarnate people speaking to you. It's about like I don't know if which way it goes, right? If I'm slicing, like nope, or I'm cleaning up the way I talk to myself, to my spirit, to my sense of self, to my healing. It's almost like I can hear habitual thoughts or how do I say, not infectious, but it's kind of like viral thinking or speech things that are, anyway, you know what I mean? Something along that lines. And I'm starting to catch it. And it's like this sickle thing is slicing it out. And I'm interrupting my own devilish talk. Because there's all this pink around it. It feels emotional. So if somebody is going through anything, I feel like a kindness is coming in, or you are the kindness that you might be waiting for. I'll share this with you in a second. I'm also seeing a giraffe. So this is like where I'm seeing that, I don't want to say like demonic devilish creature, but it's just like an emotional energy. And then here's the giraffe. But see, there's all this light and pink around it. And I don't tend to remember a whole lot from previous scries, like even from the opposite direction, and it'll be in your playlist and I'll link it below. Something about staying hydrated. So maybe more, I don't want to say more water, but like a clearing out. Maybe you're just going through something, but I just heard tough as nails.
What do you want?
Maybe that's a question to consider, what it is that you want, and are the people around you and of the self, internal, external reflections and all that kind of good stuff. Are you surrounding yourself from within the very words that are nurturing? And I'm not talking about like toxic positivity. I'm talking about truly being kind. Kind to my own energy, like leading by example. This is unacceptable. Or if I'm being challenged, again, it's not combative, possibly not combative, because I feel like there has been some sort of combat down here. Maybe you are combating grief. Maybe you are combating a negative situation.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, tell me about it for sure. Okay, but this giraffe kind of feels humorous. And it's like dancing in front of the energy. And it's giving it a boot kick. Yeah, it's giving it like a back leg. Whatcha! That's what it feels like. And I don't feel like it's trying to be mean to this energy. It's trying to transmute it. But maybe, just as the spirit box says, leave here. Like, if it's external and it's trying to be projected or sent, it's like, no, you need to go. You need to leave here. But there's still something within the self, is how I'm sensing anyway, because I was willing to receive it, and maybe that's what you're doing. Maybe you're releasing some sort of combatual situation. And what was once tolerated is no longer being, like, I'm setting the stage. I'm not great with my words today. Apologies. I'm setting the stage for what is well. Okay, I'm going to keep going here. I'm going to keep going, Virgos. I'm going to kind of wander into this, what at first glance feels combative. Because I'm seeing a cross, like an X, no go, but spirit's also being blocked off, if that makes sense to somebody, which could be all the noises. Like, it's like I'm hearing chains rattle, and because I'm blocked off, or I'm maybe angry or just pissy about something, which is human. Kimberly just came up, if that name means anything to anyone. And maybe that's what you're blocking, is some sort of energy. It's almost like I seem kind, but there's this passive aggressive, like I'm really taking. I don't know. It's very obscure. So maybe you've had to block something off. Why does this feel combative? But as soon as I say combative, I actually don't feel combative. I feel defensive. So I'm playing like defense. Okay, hold on. There's a safety pin, like one of those big chonkers from like when I was a kid anyway, like, like diaper pins. There's something about maybe from when you were a child, like baby. And some of you may have had, somebody might actually in spirit be of service to you. Okay, now it's switching on me, and I appreciate that, because I'm seeing it like feathers. Okay, thank you. It just changed again. Something about when you were sleeping and or in the subconscious, but it's definitely still in the emotional to ethereal realm. And it's like the spirit guide comes in. They're very large, like a big head. And they have something that kind of comes down from their third eye. And I don't know if it's, what is that? Oh, it's like a microphone. It's a microphone. So this spirit guide, I'm going to call it, it does feel indigenous in nature. Sorry, my nose is getting really itchy at the same time. Like feathers and whatnot. And it doesn't have to be, no. Any culture that feels well in your history, in your Rolodex of histories or past life regressions, I feel as though this spirit guide has been with you since childhood. Like baby, since you were born. So it could be like a birth angel, something along that lines. And they have this microphone that's coming out towards their mouth because they're trying to, it could be those noises, be louder. Yeah, my nose is super itchy, so something's going on there. Okay, and then I'm also seeing something lift up. It is pyramid in nature, or in the shape, and the giraffe is tilting it, maybe like a playfulness is how I'm feeling it, and the spirit guide is helping to either It's maybe something with a basement, or again, that subconscious realm, really digging into. Oh, they're helping. It's like I can see, sorry, my nose is so itchy. Like the crescent moon, if it was in a storybook and it was a face, and it's like this moon has the sun on its back. And they're digging in more into the subcon. Okay, I'm going to start adding on some tarot and oracle. Virgos, this feels deep. Deep, deep, deep. Like I'm going under things. Why
is he here?
This giraffe is like not playing, but kind of like, playing with this energy or sickle in the speech. And now I just saw like the energy, one of those things that when you're a kid, you would blow and go, froo, froo. That's probably horrible. It would unwind. So they're being playful. I don't know. There might be some passive aggressivity somewhere along the lines. Anyway, maybe that's something underlying as it's lifting up this pyramid of sorts or this triangle. Your dreams might be kind of like drawing it out first. Because I do feel like there's this, I don't know what this block is about. Vanishing mirror, ego sublimation. It's like my white flame. Okay, that's interesting. The white flame of my purity. Yeah. I'm protecting it. I'll show you that in a second. A tidy house, clarity and organization. Beloved.
Harold.
Radical acceptance. Harold. You might have a relative named Harold trying to step through, helping you. The wall, obstacles. This is what that feels like in that weird, playful combativeness. I could be misconstruing it as like playing with your own demons. But it does feel speech oriented. Maybe just cleaning and clearing those up. But there's something about like the art of interruption. Okay, sorry. I'll bring these up for you. Like I'm all lost like a wonderland in your reading. If any of those mean anything to you or they stand out. Sorry if my hands are filthy. You got spray paint all over me. Okay. So thank you. Let's see, Mr. Mike, if I can do this without. See, there's that, right? The ego sublimation. And I want to place them in there in regards to the coloring of maybe the emotions of the ego is a nice way of saying that. But then there's all this purity, which for me is down here, that you're protecting this. But there's a purifying of pieces. It's like breaking a mirror and keeping all the pieces to remold and melt it into something that I love. And that feels like the cleaning house. Like maybe you've already gone through, I don't want to say like banishing your ego, because I don't know that. There's different schools of thoughts on that and different layers of that concept. Not for me. It's none of my business. But it's almost as if you've shattered anything, tidy home, clarity and organization, like at the root self, under the pyramid of sorts, to release your fire. Oh, what is that? To forge a new mirror to see yourself in. It comes back to the words. It comes back to the words. Virgo. Okay. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like your reading is even more cryptic than normal. Okay, we'll take this spew. Ace of Swords. Baron of Birds, Knight of Birds. I'll bring these up for you. And then there is One Thing Unseen, which is the Page of Berries. The Axe. Yeah, Ace of Swords. Conflict, victory, communication. We've been speaking about all those things, some sort of conflict or combatual conflict. I don't know, whatever. Use whatever word feels well to you. But you're doing it. You're hearing the noises. Something's trying to communicate with you. I believe it's a birth guide or a birth angel, or it's a part of you that's being reborn from birth. Again, ego sublimation is coming through. The purity of my fire. It's not Phoenix vibes. It kind of feels like rebirth vibes. But it's on my terms. And even though I might be, 75 years old or 25 years old or 35 years, whatever the case may be, apply any earthly age, it's not in this rebirthing the way it would typically look. It's like I'm applying it now, these very simple tools, and they communicate to others how I'm willing. What is the best way to serve each other in this energy exchange? Theft, concealment, running away. That's that combat stuff, right? Like, Virgos, I feel like you've been through something. I can't deny this. And that, thank you, comes right in here. Like you see in all those sticks and stuff. Nudie bum. But that brings me into the vulnerability of this. It's almost like if there is somebody outside of me or a situation outside of me, choose any channel, that was feeling combatual or conflictual, I'm going within or have gone within, whether it's grief it's like going from grief to gratitude and saying, I understand. I might have run away at some point in time. And now I'm coming back to something. And I just heard the word birthright. But I feel like you know what this birthright is, but something might have wandered off. Not because it's off path. Oh my goodness, Virgos, you guys are in something fantastically deep. You're not running away this time. Ace of Swords, victory. Mental mind. The subcon state. Yeah. Okay. Knight of Birds, Page of Berries. Adventure, excitement, movement. Helpful, giving, sharing, and a friend. How sweet it is to be loved by you. I don't know if those cards came up. There's that playing. Like it's right in your ink. It's almost like being able to see your enemies as people that are really, I don't want to say challenged. That's not the right word. And enemies is a strong word. I feel like some people are like wolves in sheep's clothing, this, that, or the other. Okay, so let me just wander in there for a second. See if I can find a better way to say that. It's almost as if they step forward and they have these ways of taking. You're a giver and they're a taker, right? And I'm sure there's vice versa, but maybe the alchemy, for whatever reason, again, there's some sort of passive aggressivity is the best word I can apply to it. Maybe there's self-talk. I'm even passive aggressive to the way I talk to myself.
You are funny.
Thank you. I can be very funny, at least only to myself. Really what I'm noticing is in this switch of this rebirth of something, it's like, oh, as they thought they were like taking or drawing from me, once I've realized something, I'm like, you have been helping me become stronger and showing me by doing this that I am gaining momentum. And then I'm mindful of what I feed them, including myself. Again, it always comes home. It always comes home. There's that spirit guide that keeps coming through, and they keep trying to say something. They keep trying to say something. Knight of Birds. These subconscious adventures you're having, and I say spiritual, maybe your meditation, past life regressions, there's some sort of air of adventure that comes through that draws in movement. Again, stay hydrated, get moving, even if it's walking, even if it's dancing to the oldies, or doing a videotape, or doing a dancing while you're doing housework, or I don't know, going to the park or something. Anyway, some sort of movement. It's almost like it's
outside.
It's a physical representation of these shattering pieces. Virgos, I really hope this in some way, shape, or form is being supportive of what you're going through. Because if you're going through any sort of grief in any aspect, I feel like you're doing it with, it's almost as if your angel and your demon, let's say, are really working together for the same goal for you. Does that make sense? And they just go about it in different ways. King of Cups, the Lovers, Justice. On the bottom, we have Wheel of Fortune. What a way to start to close this out. And the Nine of Wands. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of mirror imagery coming through. So please scry for yourself for what steps through. The reflection of self, how I'm talking to myself, how I see myself. The Lovers harmonizing. I feel like it's harmonizing that angel and demon, right? The symbolic male and female aspects. Call it what you will. But up, I don't know if it'll come through. There is a spirit up there. Anyway, trust me, there's a spirit up there. I do feel like it's a male guide. Feathers. Like a large headdress. There's also a male in spirit and something about their nose. I can see them right there. They have something about like their prominent nose. I don't know. You know, just like you look at some people and you're like, oh, they have, you know, there's something about their hair or their hips or their feet or their hands. And this person's, it's their nose. On the flip side, thank you. Could be fail, father, grandfather, this, that, or the other. When I wander to the other aspect and I see this energy embodied, reflected on somebody else, they're nosy. Yeah. You know, like when I was talking about the external energy. Okay, nonetheless. So Justice and the Wheel of Fortune, Virgos, is how we're closing out. Oh, okay. Mastering the mind as I'm in the mirror, talking in the mirror. And the mirror being everyone and everything, not necessarily an actual mirror. When I'm speaking with my friends, when I'm speaking with, you know, maybe your family or your coworkers, I am a reflection of the very standards that I uphold myself to and how I speak to myself. That's what that feels like. So the Wheel of Fortune, sorry to close out here, like see how this, well, the lighting again is always obscured. There's the wheel right in the spokes. What was once the X, that is like some sort of boundary of your purity, while you've been doing this, very hermiting. This is like under the pyramid. Actually, that's incorrect. Under the pyramid, and now I'm in the pyramid where your purity is being like reborn. It's growing the spokes of the Wheel of Fortune. So like if I could, you know, look at the Wheel of Fortune and every piece is a triangle. And that's what I'm building. That's what I'm doing. Okay, Virgos, I adore you. Sorry if I took up way too much of your time. Thank you so much for being my muse. If you're interested in a personal, the link is below in the description. Same with the spirit box and all that kind of good stuff. Thank you to all those who donate, like, share, and support. Like, share. Got me all tongue-tied, Virgos. But I dig it. I adore you. And until next time.